Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general reading for December 2022. This is the last reading of 2022. Can you believe that? I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Mine was pretty quiet. I did do some cooking, had a couple of tremors while I was cooking, but other than that, everything was okay. Finally, it stopped raining. It's been raining for like, I don't know, I want to say 2 weeks straight. And the sun finally came out. Came out a little bit yesterday, came out today. It was really nice. I was able to take the dogs for a walk. Yes, I got my help. I'm falling and I can't get up button on. So I took the dogs for a walk and I'm going to try to get out in the yard tomorrow. There's some stuff that I want to get done. The ground's really wet, but whatever, I'll put my boots on and just get out there. So this is a general reading. If the message does not resonate with you, please check back to your moon and rising sign. I suggest that you do that every time I post a reading, that you always look at all three, your sun, moon, and rising, because maybe that story would resonate with you. In order to gain any insight into your own personal situation requires a personal reading. So that's why you see my email address there. You can simply email me. You can find my reading packages in the About box section, what I offer, what the price is, how many questions you get. I had to go back and add that in there, but it's there now. And you can simply email me and let me know what reading package you want, and then we can go from there, okay? So I have done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph. I have with me the Radiant White deck. I do have the Levitas Abilas. And I'm going to use these architect cards here. They seem to work okay, but I haven't used them a lot. I just did one for Sagittarius, and I realized just now that there was something else I should have told them, but, you know, it's too late now. It wasn't like anything like super important that you really, really needed to know, but they needed to know. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and we're going to get started with the reading. If these cards don't necessarily work well, it ain't the cards, it's me. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to put one more shuffle and rifle. You have something, a big transit coming up, Capricorn. You have had Pluto in your first house of self, transiting your first house of self since 2008. And Pluto is going to be moving finally into your second house, Capricorn Sun of Aquarius, March 2023. Do keep in mind that he will move direct into Aquarius, and then he will turn around and retrograde. So if something comes up between now and then, it'll just be a redo. You already know what to do, so don't be freaked out about it, okay? All right, so here we go. 9 cards. 2 of Cups. That card has come out just in the Sagittarius reading. Ah, the World card. The Judgment. Wow, big energy, Capricorn. The 7 of Pentacles. The Empress. The Knight of Wands. Huh. That's interesting. Just the directionality, the energy of the flow here on this second row, because it's coming this way. The King of Cups. Wow. The Emperor. Oh, well, dang it. And the Hermit. What the hell? Okay, this is a couple here. The Emperor and the Empress, they are mates with each other in the tarot. I don't know if you are dealing with a water sign male. Would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. If not that, perhaps the individual has to do with the law. Usually he would represent a lawyer or someone who works in the legal profession. He could also be a counselor, or he could just be someone who's dear to your heart, okay? He could be a father, he could be a brother, he could be a very, very close friend, all right? Either way, an emperor is always more than a king in my book. I also get the sense that the man is single. So to me, this is not necessarily that it's a couple on one hand, but it is also the idea of two people being matched on a spiritual level, and not like a soulmate or a twin flame kind of a thing. I'm just saying that you guys are both coming from, in a spiritual sense, coming from the highest energies that you both have, okay? I have these two court cards here, but I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. So whatever this thing is, it's big. There are no swords here. There's only 2 cups, a pentacle, and a wand. All right. So this is on the mundane level, and this represents a message or some news coming in. This is a person. All right. Let me flip the cards over to see what is the overall energy. It is the Fool card. So this is something brand new. Now, the Fool card is, it's funny because here I have the beginning of the journey represented, and then the World card talks about the end of the journey. Okay? And so right in the center I have the Empress, and the Empress card is really about stepping in or owning up to your own feminine energies, right? She is she's an empress, so she knows exactly what she wants. She won't settle for less. She represents Venus, the planet Venus. So this is not just about love and beauty and sensuality. It is about right relationships and a balance. I've seen the Empress come out when it says that you are or you will be doing something which you love. Maybe you have a project or something that you want to get done or completed. But I don't think it's that, because the energy is out of order. So it kind of is that, but it's not that. But she's pregnant in this particular card, in this image. And it's not for some of you, it is not an actual pregnancy. It is the idea about creating something, nurturing it, having it go into a gestational period so that you can bring forth the life. Okay, she is only one of 2 females in the major arcana. The first female that we meet is the High Priestess. She is the High Priestess is the inward expression of femininity. The Empress is the outward expression of femininity. She represents agriculture, crops, growth, abundance, fertility. So sometimes it could even be your mom. This is the archetype of the mother, and this is the archetype of the father. So when I said it's a couple, it could relate back to your mom and your dad. Okay. And so we start out, I don't have any repeater numbers, but everything is happening around this Empress. You know, there is movement here, starting with the Fool card. There's movement here with the World card. There's movement here with the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is, to me, Knights are always messages and news that come in to help move a situation along. But what I'm looking at is this 2 of Cups. So this is about partnership. This is about right relationships and partnerships. You know, I don't know if some of you may be considering leaving, going on a journey, actually traveling, moving. Okay. But the 2 of Cups says that it is about the equal exchange of ideas. It is about respect. It is about, this is the kind of relationship, no matter what kind it is, in which everything improves. You see the caduceus there? Even your health improves. But we're looking at a transition, the World card. And at the moment, this has not happened. That is why the figure is in the wreath. Okay? It talks about a major life change coming, the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. But while you are waiting, we go back to the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is saying that it is time for you now to have a drastic look at your life. So if there's something you want to change about your life or your relationships, the time is coming. Again, there's some new message and news that's coming in. But the Judgment card is also the idea of judgment, using your own judgment, looking at all of the facts and circumstances in a rational, logical kind of manner, and then coming to the best decision for yourself. Some of you are questioning yourself. Can I or can't I? Will I or won't I? Here with the 7. 7s are a moment of self-doubt, of questioning yourself. It is a moment of pause before moving forward. This tells me that there's 6 things that you've done or you've been doing something. I don't know why the number 6 years keeps coming up. It's been a 6-year journey. You've been waiting and waiting, but you don't see any reward for whatever it is you've been doing or what you've been working on or whatever it is you've been tending. And so when I said to you at the beginning that this news, this is an interesting directionality because the energy's traveling back this way. So there's something from the future coming to meet you in the past, okay? Or where you are now. And when I say past, this could be, last year. It could be yesterday. All right? There is no timing in the tarot. But this, whatever this is, the decision, the news, the what is it? The review of your life, suddenly the Knight comes in to move this situation along. What I find interesting is that you don't fall down in stature. You don't go from an empress to a queen. You continue to be the empress. But whatever she is holding on to in the terms of that pregnant gestational period brings about an idea that maybe, is it worth it? Is it going to be worth it? Can I even do it? And so there's something here with these 2 cards. Because he starts off as a king and then he levels up to become an emperor. But then it ends here with the Hermit card. Now, the Hermit is a 9, and like the 7, it is a moment of pausing and meditating before you move on. 9s always have to do with a reflection or a focus with a completion. A focus. There's a focus on endings and completions. And this Knight comes in quite hurriedly, and then suddenly it's almost as if things stop and stand still. Okay? Which is not always a bad thing. Okay? It's not a bad thing. It just means that sometimes before we take a step out, okay, we need to stop and focus on everything that we've been through before and where it is we want to go from there. The Fool, stepping out on faith, blind faith sometimes, understanding that whatever new thing that you're going to be doing, you can shrug off the old to accept the new, but you already have, pretty much everything you need in your little bag as you go on your trip. Now, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas, this is something really, really big. All of this is just mundane energy. This is message, and this is a person. So this is someone I think who is very important to you. That's why he's showing up. If he's not a water sign, he's showing up as a King of Cups, because he's someone extremely important either to you or someone who, what's the word? Has a very important role in what is happening here. Okay? Indeed. So if I turn over these 2 cards, well, look what it leaves me. It only leaves me the 2 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles as they relate to these cards. Okay? And there's something else the Judgment wants to tell me, and I'm not exactly sure what that is. We'll look at that and see. Let me grab my book to see if I can grab any additional information about these 2 cards here. I think what I find odd, or out of place, not odd, out of place is the Hermit card here at the end. Okay, so we'll go to the Two of Cups. And it absolutely tells me nothing next to any of these cards, except you are to expect an unexpected letter, message, or information that is on its way to you, which may contain a surprise in the form of a gift, a celebration, or letter. It can indicate a new friendship or romance that is of a positive nature. It can tell of a reconciliation in an existing relationship that has undergone some difficulties, tests, and trials. It may also be signifying contractual agreements and or meetings between business partners is imminent. This doesn't feel like a business kind of a financial kind of a thing. This feels like something really, really personal. Let me go over to the Seven of Pentacles here to see if the Seven has anything to tell me. Well, it does. Several things, actually. That's what this is. Listen. It tells you not to be overly anxious if a delay or postponement takes place in regards, well, this says to some financial negotiations. All is going to plan, so use this time constructively. It indicates a welcome change in the form of a win or a windfall about to take place. It implies that you still have some organizing and planning to do before making your next move. A sudden change or option may present itself when this card appears. Important decisions to be made and clear communication is needed in order to come to the right conclusion or decision. Discussions lead to success. Seven of Pentacles with the Emperor. It is a message to not become too upset or perturbed if you do not receive the attention or approval you wish for from your partner or loved ones. Do not be hurt or offended if you feel neglected or as though you are not receiving the attention you desire. Excuse me. This time will pass quickly and you will receive the appreciation you seek. In time, your efforts will be acknowledged and justly rewarded. With the Emperor, it is a message again not to be overly concerned if you meet disapproval from your partner or loved ones. Do not allow it to bother you too much. And what this is, now this makes sense to me. Remember, because I said it just kind of is odd energy here. I think whatever this thing is you want to do, you're going to find that someone not necessarily is going to withdraw their support, but they're not going to necessarily be on board with whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay? Doesn't mean that the person doesn't love you, doesn't care about you, isn't interested in whatever it is you're doing, and that you should not move forward. It just says they're not going to be on board with it. I'm going to take a look at this to see why perhaps that is the case. Sometimes this card can be the idea of feeling alone and lonely and isolated. Okay? But based upon all of these other cards, I mean, if you just look at the colors, this to me does not indicate that there is an uncertainty. There's something the Judgment wants to tell me. Let me grab my book. And then I'm going to look at this one. Okay? I'm going to pull Sabilas on this Knight. Here. What am I looking at? The Judgment. Well, it indicates that there will be significant changes, new relationships, careers, a new home or residence, renewal, and spiritual development. But it also states that there are no need for unwanted ties or bonds. It will also highlight any injustices in your life and ask you to be inspired to work towards the future and accept that signs of material success will come later. That's not what this is. It asks that you break away from conventional modes of thinking and listen to your own intuition. It is a time to sum up your life in action so that you know where they are leading you. As you sow, so shall you reap. It asks that you self-assess your life and lifestyle. It may be positive appraisal, and there is an acceptance of the past and a sense of satisfaction and achievement. Therefore, the future can be faced without fear or trepidation. It could also sometimes be indicating renewed hope and faith within a marriage or long-term relationship. But that's not what this says. That's not the energy that's coming off of here. But it also tells of making atonements to help with the smooth transition of a phase, thereby allowing a new phase to commence. Well, we see it here. We literally see that something new. You know, and sometimes... let me just take a look at this Hermit card here. I don't understand why someone is not on board with whatever it is you're trying to do. And it is definitely associated with this King of Cups here. Most definitely. I'm looking at this. Now that I'm looking at this. This could be you yourself stopping yourself. Or trying to, I don't know, hold off whatever the change is, whatever this new thing is, this new cycle that's trying to come in. Let's just take a look at that. For Delta, someone that we love and trust and can, you know, count on. The dilettante. Remember I said the person's not going to be on board, and they have some really strange reasons why they're not on board with you. You know, so just let me pull my last card here. The Superbia. You know, it just kind of doesn't make any sense to me. But it's almost as if these three cards are saying that this person that you love and you trust is being influenced by outside people or groups. And whatever the influence on them is, they have lost themselves their, what do you call it? Their ability to think rationally and logically, to see clearly, to understand that things have to change and they have to move. And then I have the Superbia card here. Now, normally the Superbia card has to deal with luxury and or vanity, but in this sense, to me, it comes out because it is one of two very lucky cards, and this says that you're going to be protected from whatever this is, whatever this person is dealing with, okay? I also would suggest that if there's anybody talking to you or telling you or naysaying you about whatever it is you want to do, don't listen, okay? Because they're not coming from they don't have any real rationalization or real reasons or facts that they can prove or show to you as to why it is they're telling you what they're telling you. They're just telling you something to be talking, okay? So don't be foolish. Let me see what else this card has to say here. Hannah! I think Hannah has come home. There's just something else about this. Let me take a look. The lunatics. Somebody who's irrational and prone to emotions and moods. Now, it says that generally it can describe setbacks, delays, accidents, recklessness, disorganization, opposition. Okay, you being opposed, someone opposing you, literally opposing you. That's what the twos are all about. There's someone opposing you. Mutually exclusive beliefs, precarious conditions, and transitory states. It is a card that heralds complications of all kinds and the worsening of a situation, as well as arguments and confusion. It can herald problems and trouble on all fronts, grave arguments and falling out with clients, partners, and family members. And it also warns of foolish decisions in dangerous situations. Now, the card can represent someone with a massive ego, or someone who cannot see the forest for the trees. And usually this person has the ability and the power to sway other people over to their side. So this is why I'm telling you that you should not listen to whatever this individual has to say. I was going to pull one of these cards, and I will, but let me grab my... Golden Nostradamus. Formulate a question, and I'm still going to pull an archetype card, because it's just kind of strange. Now, I don't know if these are your parents or someone who's like parents. Like this down here. Yes, the gauntlet. That's what I thought. The gauntlet says, those too free with flattery and praise seek to deceive you and make you their prey. You will face a challenge or a duel with someone, or at the very least, a confrontation with your own shadow or limitations. It says a potential lawsuit may arise, but I don't see that here. So formulate another question. I'm going to try to see if this card will tell me what the underlying energy if this is someone asking you to join some kind of group with them, I would ask that you not do that, okay? Because there's something about the group that really can't be trusted, okay? And so this is the shadow limitations. Maybe there's something attractive to you about the situation, the group, or the person, but it is not what it appears to be. That's what this card is telling me. Let's see. The slave. Wow, that's interesting. Giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. That is the shadow attribute. And that is what's happening here. Okay? It's almost as if you just give up on whatever it is that you've been wanting to do because you're receiving this opposition. And when you're doing that, you're giving away your willpower to an external authority, to someone else, because you're afraid of moving forward or making your own decision about it. I see that you come to a decision quite suddenly, and then it's like you stop. The light attribute, surrender your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. That's what this is. Sometimes you just have to step out on faith, and it doesn't matter what anybody else is telling you about what they think or how they feel about the situation. Sometimes you just have to go with whatever it is that... and I think that's interesting. Slave. Because when we become slaves, we give up our authority. We allow other people to have authority over our lives. Right? And when we do that, we don't have to make any choices for ourselves. When we willingly give over, sometimes it's because we don't want to make any choices or decisions. Right? And so this card says to surrender your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. All right? And like I said, I think you already know whatever it is you want to do. The idea is already there. The thing's already there. You know, it's already there. And so, you know, don't stop now is what I would say. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Again, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can email me at that address there on the screen. And until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste. Bye.